Oh, that was my phone. It's okay. Alright, hello. It's Alex Forsyth Racing UK here. That's a very long name, so might not have to say that every intro. Can camera please focus? There we go. Today we're going to be talking about the different types of karting, so rental karting, owner karting, like at club level, at national level, at Euro level, and world level, stuff like that. We're going to go about the prices of it and stuff like that. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first one is going to be rental karting. That's what I used to do a lot of. If you follow my TikTok, which will be there, and my Insta, which will be there, you know that I did like a year of rental karting nearly. I did, it was alright, but it was just slow and a bit annoying. But it's a good, really good way to get into it. Like, that is not what you get straight away, unless you want it when you have enough money, then go for it. But I wouldn't recommend it. Focus camera, there we go. But I wouldn't recommend it at all. So yeah, let's get into ways of how you can get into stuff like that. Okay, so one of the best things to do is just go to the track, speak to the people who work there, maybe if you go on a testing day, speak to some of the owner drivers. They'll help you, tell you what to do. Also, most of your normal tracks have like a rental championship. Like I used to do the Car North East Spring Championship. Most of them have something like that. But if yours doesn't, then there's probably a track nearby that does. So I'd highly recommend doing that. It's a really good thing to get into. You can make a lot of friends, like I have. And more times, like a lot of the time, they know someone in owner karting that can help you. So recommend it. One big downside is the fairness of the carts. Like if you ask a marshal there, they'll say they're fair sometimes, I think, but they're really not. Like you could be neck and neck with someone one week and then the next week they're like 10 places ahead of you. It's crazy.
Equal engines for everyone.
I don't agree with that one.
So yeah, that's one thing to factor in. I forgot to say, rental karting on average will cost you about £1,000 to £1,500 a year. So keep that in mind. So next one we're going to move on to, we're going to do now. Alright, hello. So we're moving on to owner karting at a club level now. Camera focus. There we go. I do need to stress this, I haven't drove that yet. I'm just transitioning from from rental carts to owner carts. I'll do a video on that for people who want to know how you do that, so stay tuned for that. So I'm going off of stuff that I've researched, videos I've watched. Red Exion's, his video is really helpful for stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. If there's anything that isn't right, let us know in the comments. But so don't take everything I say with a pinch of salt. It's not all going to be 100% correct, but it's going to be as factual as I know. So hopefully it helps you. So basically, this is like, say, my track, the Wardenlaw Car Club. It's like a good championship to be in. It's fun, stuff like that. But it's not as competitive. It's not as hard as, say, the British Car Championship. Like if I went in there after half a year of testing, which I'm going to do before I start racing, I would get whipped. Like I'd be so far behind because those people do it for so long. Whereas this is a really good way to get into it because there's a lot of people in the same boat as you. Also, yeah, it's just a lot easier because you're not travelling up and down the country like you would in national. Fair enough, maybe the odd 30-minute drive for me to go from where I live down to Teesside to do that, but like, what's that going to do? That's barely anything. So yeah, that'll be good. Now let's move on to the cost of it. So mainly it'll be around £10,000 to £15,000. That type of range. That's what I've seen. That's not 100% factual. Take that with a pinch of salt. That is what it is. But as Red Exion said, you can make it as expensive as you want. So you could run new tyres every session. That wouldn't be necessary, but you could if you had the money to. You could buy a new chassis every time you go out, which would be absolutely ridiculous, but you can if you have the money. But so you can make it as expensive if you want to be, but if you have a budget, it's going to be around 10 to 15,000, around that range, maybe a bit more. So it's going to be something like that. So to be prepared for that amount of money, around that anyway. It's really good. You'll make a lot of friends there, and everyone's helpful. Like pretty much everybody is helpful, and they'll help you if anything goes wrong. So just bear that in mind. So now let's move on to the next category. Okay, so the next category is national level racing. So this is your UKCs, your British Kart Championships, stuff like that. So basically, this is where the competition goes up a lot higher. And again, what I said last time, take it with a pinch of salt. I've not raced this is just from research that I've done, which will hopefully be accurate, but just take it with a pinch of salt. Yeah, so this I'd highly recommend being with a team, because the cost, it's gonna be crazy. You're gonna need a mechanic to tell you, you're gonna need the teams on, and you're gonna need people back you, stuff like that. You're just gonna need it. So yeah, this is where you need good stuff. You need to be skilled as well, because the people you're gonna be racing against are gonna be good, like really good. Yeah, so just remember that it's gonna be quite a lot more expensive than the club level. I'd say probably about 25 a year, 20,000 a year, maybe a bit more than that. I'm not sure really. Just upwards of about £20,000 likely. When you factor in, you've pretty much got to have the newest chassis. Like that's 2022. I don't know if there's a 2023 or not. That's the Eurokart 4. So you've pretty much got to be running the newest chassis. Although Reese in 2021 did win the British Kart Championship on a 2019 DHR karts chassis. So just bear that in mind. But really, you've got to have a new kart. Yeah, so very expensive, very skilled. You've got to break your kart a lot, really. So yeah, that's all for this. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, now we're moving on to the big things. We're going to be talking about Eurokart, which is international. So you're going to need an international license, like for national racing. You're going to need a national license, which are a bit hard to obtain, as you can probably imagine. So yeah. We've just been interrupted, but it's fine. Carry on. This, you can be racing best drivers, can't say in the world, in Europe. Best drivers in Europe. You're going to be at really good tracks, like really big mainline tracks, and it's going to be expensive. So let's talk money. From what I've seen, you're going to be expecting to pay about, probably, I don't want to sound too much, but maybe like 35,000 or like 50,000, more than that maybe. Probably like more, yeah. Like 70,000, 60,000, that might sound a bit extreme, but like 50,000 it ranged, something like that, a year on karting, which is a lot. But I mean, worth it. So, I mean, if these ones seem a lot shorter than the rental kart ones, because I know a lot more about rental kart, because that is the series I've done for ages, and I'm still doing. So I'm still finishing that year. I haven't even drove this yet. So yeah, I mean, just remember that. Okay, and finally our last class is the World Karting Series, FIA Focus, man, it always does that. Right, there we go. The World Karting Championship, CIA, whatever, Karting Championship, best of the best, where all the Formula 1 drivers were. Oh, Focus. There we go. So where all the Formula 1 drivers were. It's insane. I'm going to be talking about KZ, because I know most about them. All you need to know is, from Red Axion's video that I saw, entry fees are £10,000. Oh, I don't know if it's entry fee or just per race. £10,000. Jesus Christ. This is best of the best. This is like where at least, I think it was at least 3 on the KZ grid will become Formula 1 drivers. That's like the statistic at the moment, so big. So money, £100,000 plus a year, maybe even £250,000 plus a year. You never know, it is absolutely crazy. If you want to see more about this, I'd recommend searching up KZ Karting. It's crazy. They are fast as 0 to 60 times in many supercars, many supercars. They're insane. That's all I really have to say about that. So this is the end of the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, go follow my TikTok. Thank you for watching.